story time. I'm going to take my mask down because I'm here myself in the library, in the story room. And today, I'm wearing my gardening hat because I've been doing a lot of gardening and being outside in my yard. Now this story time is actually going to be the last one for the springtime. So I thought it would be fun to maybe have a story about gardens and maybe a story about a hat. Let's see what we have in our basket today. I have Planting a Rainbow by Lois Erder. Big book. Planting a Rainbow. I love rainbows. Okay. Every year, here we go. Every year, Mom and I plant a rainbow. In the fall, we buy some bulbs and we plant them in the ground. We order seeds from catalogs and wait all winter long. We wait for spring to warm the soil and sprout the bulbs. Then it's time to go to the garden center and select some seedlings. We sow the seeds and set out the plants in the soil. And we watch the rainbow grow. And the rainbow grows, and it grows. Whoop. We have some red flowers. Oops, big book is getting floppy today. We have an orange flowers. We have some yellow blooms. We have something growing that is green. There are some blue flowers. And there are purple flowers too. And when summer is over, we know we can grow our own rainbow again next year. So that is our story of Planting a Rainbow. A lot of beautiful flowers. It was quite a floppy book though, wasn't it? Because it's very big and it's made of paper and it just flops all around, but it's still a fun book to read. Now my other story is about Jenny. Jenny's hat. Like me, Mrs. Can, and her hat. It's by Ezra Jack Keats. A new hat. Jenny's favorite aunt promised to send her one as a present, so Jenny waited and dreamed and waited. She would shut her eyes and sigh. It'll be a big, flowery, beautiful hat. Oh, and at last it came. She ran to her room, opened the box and said, oh no. Why, oh dear. I really think it's quite nice, said her mother. But Jenny blinked back the tears and put the hat back under her bed. It's such a plain hat. So she put on a straw basket to see what sort of hat it would make. She drew pictures. Hat-choo! She sneezed. Bless you, dear, said Mother. And what are you doing? I'm drawing a caterpillar, said Jenny. Oh dear, sighed Mother, I see. Jenny just kept thinking about a hat. Then she tried on a lampshade, a little flower pot, a TV antenna, and a shiny pan, but none of them were very good. They didn't make good hats. Not really. Jenny noticed that it was 3 o'clock, time to feed the birds. So she ran to the cupboard, filled a paper bag with breadcrumbs, and started for the park. The birds expected to see her, for every Saturday afternoon she went there, the very same spot, and would scatter the crumbs. The birds came, all sorts of birds, fluttering and twittering and cooing, and they all knew Jeannie, and some of them are out and they would sit in her hand. Others would hop happily around her, and some would actually try to land on her head. And soon every last crumb would be gone, and away they would fly, and Jenny forgot about her new hat. But walking home, Jenny remembered and wished out loud, "Oh, I wish my new hat were just a little fancier." The next morning, Jenny got up early, and she peeped out the window. And what lovely hats she saw with people walking by. Later, she went to church with her mother and father and friends, and all around her appeared to be wonderful flower garden hats. And as they left church, Jenny saw some birds, and more and more birds that came around, they followed her. They fluttered down to her plain hat, and they were carrying red and violet flowers, and leaves, and colored eggs, and paper fan, and they added a picture of swans on a quiet lake, and some big red and yellow roses. And 2 big green and orange leaves, and more pictures, and some paper flowers, and real flowers, and pink valentines. All on Jenny's hat. Then all the birds swooped down together, flapping and flurrying and fluttering around Jeannie's new hat. Suddenly, they all flew away. On Jenny's new hat was the most beautiful hat you could ever see. She felt like chirping just like the young birds that were in a nest on the top. She was happy from head to toe. She felt she was walking on air. People started to wonder. Behind her flew the birds, watchful and proud. When they all reached her house, the birds, twittering and singing, picked up the nest of little ones and flew back to their home in the park. Jenny waved goodbye. "Thank you," she called. Jenny's mother helped her wrap up the wonderful hat, piled high with lovely things, and even after the flowers and the leaves had dried, it would be saved and looked at and remembered for a long, long time. And that is the story of Jenny's hat. And I'm sorry, once in a while I would say Jeannie, because I have a friend here at the library whose name is Jeannie, and she's been on my mind. So when I said Jenny, I was saying Jeannie. But still, it was a good story. Now,